Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Anisa, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. Everything I have a link to will be linked to down below in the description, and let's get right into the video. So I'm going to be starting off by dehydrating and priming her nails. Right now I'm using Mia's Secret Dehydrator, and I went ahead and did 2 coats of that. And I went ahead and shaped and applied the Bomb Nails XL tapered no C-curve tips. And after the dehydrator had dried, I went ahead and used the Mia's Secret primer, and I did 2 coats of that as well. So now I'm going ahead and using my Beetles number 12 brush with the JC Beauty Concepts monomer and JC Beauty Concepts clear, and I'm just doing a thin base layer to protect her nails from the black we're about to use. Also, I upload every Wednesday and Sunday, and I try and go live every Friday, but I also have like pop-up lives that I'll do every so often, like this one was, because this was a Monday live. And stay tuned for a flashlight video in a dark room at the end. So I'm going to be using the Model Ones Black, which is number 12. Like I said, JC Beauty Concepts monomer. Number 12 Beetles brush, and I'm also using the Blue Tails or Shop Tails. Sorry, my hair got in the way, but like it won't be in the way for like the rest of the video. I zoomed in a lot closer than usual, so hopefully this is better. I could zoom in a little closer, but I think this is pretty good. And with this black, you just want to do it very thin. Don't do it thick. You have to encapsulate because the black is so, because it's so pigmented, like you guys can see, like it just spreads out and it just is very full coverage. So that means there's not a lot of base to it, like there's not a lot of clear acrylic to it, or acrylic to it at all. It's mainly pigment, so it'll break if you just build the nail up apex and everything with this black specifically. It'll break. It's too pigmented. So just go ahead and encapsulate, which I'm going to do later. So now it's time to encapsulate. As you saw, I wanted to make sure that there was no more black in my monomer. I could have went ahead and flip my paper towel around, which I did later, and I'm just using JC Beauty Concepts Clear again. And it's amazing. I love this clear. I love this monomer. It's not very fast setting, but it sets good enough to where I can build this nail properly, and it still was really clear, even though I used it at a more like malleable texture instead of like super runny like I usually do. it's easier to build it up when you're not going super runny at all times. And plus, this wasn't really a clarity set, you know what I mean? It's not, didn't need to be clear. I could have used satin clear, any clear, but I had the model, not the model ones, the JC Beauty Concepts clear right here. If my clear was like too dark, it would have been fine because we're going to cover this up anyways, as you see by the thumbnail. So there really is no need to make sure that it's super clear, but I still kind of did. And I'm also like, I went ahead and added more black to that, so I'm going to wait for it to dry, because if I don't wait for it to dry, then it's going to turn into like a grayish clear. But at the same time, it didn't matter, but I didn't want to drag that black off the nail. So I'm kind of doing it in 4 sections. I don't have a particular method, but I was trying this one out because I have a hard time making my nails look all the same sometimes. With this, like usually with these tips I don't, but sometimes I do with like other tips. So I just wanted to do like 4 or 5 beads really. So one starting at the cuticle, then one in the middle, one at the tip, and then one in the apex area, so like the back third of the actual like nail bed, skipping the cuticle area. So yeah, that's what I did for all the nails, and you just want to make sure they have a nice structure and apex. And here I am flipping the paper towel so I can have a clean space so my brush does not get gunked up, even though it pretty much did. But that was kind of my fault, not the brush or the product. And I didn't do too bad with the size 12. Again, just encapsulating, so usually I just encapsulate with it, so I'm used to it, but I did the whole set with it and it went pretty quickly. So we're on like the final bead pretty much of the clear. You guys, look how good these nails look matte. The middle finger, it does, like on the sides after I do all the gel and all that, you guys will see, it does get bulky, so I will have to redefine the shape. But like, look how good it looked before having to redefine it. Like, ugh, these nails matte, I would just wear that, like just the black matte, but she had different ideas. So we first did these nails on live. I'm using a Carlash 8080 grit file, and I have my Nail Like Lucy dust collector, and I'm going to be using my Nail Like Lucy drill. And you guys, these tips pretty much did all the work. I really didn't do anything but like cut them down, barely reshape them, and just blended in the tip. So yes, you guys, these nails, they came out super cute. Like I said, we did these on live. I think I already said that. So like you see, I'm comparing it to her other hand, and before this she told me her middle finger was too wide. Then after, like, right when I started filing, I asked her when I started filing the middle finger, I was like, oh, is it still wide? And she said, oh, it was never wide. I don't know what I'm going to do with her. But yes, we had so much fun on the live. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. It was just a quick little Monday live. Now I'm just straightening the free edge. And you guys, Monday's live it went crazy real quick. Me and like at the end, I'd say it just kind of like spiraled. But thank you for everybody that joined. Sorry we got a little crazy. Don't know what happened, but I think I Am Bulldogs, Christy Mays was on there, and some other people. But yes, thank you guys. Now I'm using my Pana 5-in-1 drill bit, and I'm sealing around the cuticle, as well as kind of like refining the shape a little bit, but not too much, because as you guys can see, there is no bumps. There is really nothing to do, so I could really just go in with the sanding band and do this. I don't know why I do it, but I do it. So I don't really have to use this bit. It kind of gives me like, makes me have to do an extra step, but I like it. So, but the nails that I need to debulk, like this thumb, I don't know why, but it always turned out a little thicker. So I just go ahead and debulk that with this bit. That's mainly what it's used for me. That's what I'm doing it for. But yes, only a sanding band is really needed for like the surface of these nails. So yeah, now I'm using a fine sanding band to refine and smooth out the nail, and also to reinforce that cuticle area just a little bit, because I noticed that it was like a little bit of a hump at the cuticle area, but obviously it's kind of like flushed out. That's one thing I really did struggle with, and I was like, I'm never gonna get good at it, which is like flushing out the cuticle area and keeping it off the skin. And this was probably like one of my best sets I've done on another person, except for the one that I did before this that I didn't record, like on my actual like first client technically. That one was really good. There was really nothing on the skin, nothing crazy. And yeah, I'm getting there. But now I'm just dusting off the nails so I can see. Always dust off the nails so you can see. If you can't see, then you don't know if it's safe to go in or not. And I had a little bit of an attachment like underneath the nail to her skin, but it was kind of like hanging off, so I went ahead and just filed it. And now I'm buffing the nails to get all the scratches out with the Red's buffer. The sanding band helps with this because the 5-in-1, if you like use improper pressure, it'll put like those deep scratches in it. And so like the sanding band helps get that out, but it doesn't do like a 100% good job. But the buffer really smooths it out. But you don't want to go too smooth where nothing sticks, because we are going in with gel polish, and you want to dust everything off and get as much dust as you possibly can, like away from your hands, your station. And I went ahead and dipped the brush into some alcohol and got all the dust off again. And now I'm using the Beetles base coats, and I'm going to be curing this for 60 seconds. I went ahead and experimented on the opposite hand, and I did 30 seconds because that's what that's what a lot of people say is to cure it for 30 seconds, like a half cure, but it was just too sticky to the point of like you would put the chrome down and it would only stick to that one spot, and then you would try and like rub it around everywhere else and it just wouldn't work. And so I'm using a Macart cleanup brush. Well, it's just a Macart brush, and I'm going to be curing this for 60 seconds. because this base coat technically needs 90 seconds to cure, so 60 seconds is like perfect for it. And I'm using number 5 and number 4 from the Beetles Chrome Kit. And I'm using one of the eyeshadow applicators. I have one side for pink and one side for the holographic. And this was just a base for my reflective gel polish from Born Pretty. And I'm using a cordless nail lamp. It's the BETE lamp, and I love this thing. The battery works pretty good, but yes, with this chrome, you want to make sure you rub it all the way in with the sponge, like the little eyeshadow applicator, then go in with your finger to lay it down, especially this holographic one, because this holographic one has the hardest time like laying flat. I've noticed. You see that the probably because there's more glitter in it, but the pink one, it's more metallic, so it just set down really flat and flush, so I didn't have to rub it in as crazy. But the holographic one, it's a bit more difficult to work with, as you have to like rub it in a lot more, and like some areas turn a little bit cloudy if they're not down flat, or if you keep trying to rub over it with the sponge too much, it's kind of like just getting really cloudy. So I went ahead and used my finger for this one to see how it worked, and I liked it with my finger too, because it kind of like did 2 in 1. But now I'm going in with the same manicure brush, but all the alcohol had dried in the brush, like it's dry. So you want to dust off all the loose powder before you go in with the base coat. You want to have to dust all that off, because you're going to get glitter and all that and chrome in your base coat if you don't dust it off beforehand. So yeah, I went ahead and base coated it, and you don't want to use top coat because you're just going to have to go in and like rebuff it, which you could just use the tacky layer from the base coat, which I learned also by doing her other hand. And yeah, you want to cure that for 60 seconds. Now I'm going in with the Born Pretty reflective glitter gels, and these are phenomenal. I used it on a swatch stick and I showed her about it, and she loved it. At first we had like a completely different idea, well, we didn't know what we were doing. Then I Love Bulldogs sent us a picture of her nails, and they were stunning, and we were just gonna do a box, like the outline in pink chrome, and have like the inside black, so it would give it some dimension. But she decided to completely like coat the nails, you know what I mean, like to completely do the nails solid and have like the pink as the accent, and leave some black showing. That's what she wanted. So I just used Idyllic World and the Vasese. The Vasese is like the bluish holographic one, and the pink is Idyllic World. And I went ahead and top coated her other hand, because you need 2 layers of top coat for this, because this glitter is very chunky. So you could either do 1 layer of base coat, 1 layer of top coat, or just 2 layers of top coat. It doesn't really matter. But yes, I went ahead and top coated her other hand for a second time because you could still feel the glitter through it. And I'm just going in with that second coat of the glitter polishes, and you can still see the chrome base through it in the holographic. So it's really, really pretty. It looks like I was very aggressive here, but I really wasn't. It sped up a lot. So yes, now I'm going in with the Beetles top coat after I had cured her for 60 seconds. And now like I said, top coat, Beetles top coat. What am I talking about? Yeah, Beetles top coat, and I'm gonna cure that for 60 seconds because, like I said, I'm doing 2 layers, so 60 is good enough just to get it like frozen in place completely. And then once I do the second cure of 120 seconds, it's gonna be completely like locked in, like fine. But as you can see, this whole time I'm cleaning up her sides, and you can see that middle finger is getting like, it's still in shape, but it's getting a little out of shape. So I went ahead and filed it off camera, and pretty soon here, after I'm done top coating these nails for the second time, I'm just going to show you guys the final video. And yeah. So as you can see, the chrome kind of gets onto the skin, but you can see it wipes off super easily when you use alcohol and a lint-free wipe. And after I'm done getting all that chrome off, I'm just going to go ahead, and there was nothing there, but I'm just going to go ahead and rub in the Blossom Cuticle Oil. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.